for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
What's up, everybody? This is Blue. I'm on Eastern Parkway in Brooklyn. I'm waiting for the bus because I'm getting ready to go down to Brooklyn like I always do. And I just thought I'd make a quick video about the people in my neighborhood. Every time you go in the hood, the subject of religion always pop up. And black people always talking about what Jesus is going to do. And every time you hear that name, you can't stop but think, but close your eyes and think of a blonde-haired, blue-eyed man coming to save everybody. And they always talking about Jesus like they met him before. Like they seen it with their own two eyes. Yo, people are so fucking crazy when it comes to that shit. And then they'll kill you over something they can't even fucking prove. And if Jesus been dead for 2,000 years, how the fuck you gonna walk after you've been away for 2,000 years? You can hardly walk if you stand in bed for 5 days and try to get up and walk. That shit gonna be painful. So how the fuck you gonna be dead for 2,000 years and get up and walk and then resurrect the dead? And then when Jesus was gone, last time Jesus was here, he was riding on a donkey. He come back and see fucking cars and trains, he gonna bug out. They didn't have electricity in the time he was around. You know, black people just keep talking about what Jesus is gonna do, and the shit, religion that made black people so fucking lazy that they sitting and waiting for something to happen, and the shit ain't gonna never fucking happen. They preaching the same shit that fucking black slaves are preaching. And then another thing is like this Holy Ghost, big ass fucking fat women getting the Holy Ghost. How come they don't get the Holy Ghost during rush hour? How come they don't get the Holy Ghost when they're on the airplane or stuck in traffic? How come they only get the Holy Ghost when they in church? And it be them big fat women. They say, and then the thing about women is they always talk about Jesus. You ever listen to R&B music? R&B music sounds just like gospel music. All they talk about is a man that left and they waiting for him to come back. That's the same thing black people doing with Jesus. They waiting for Jesus to come back. And most churches are filled with big fat women waiting for a man to carry them over the threshold, and they can't even lift their fat asses. And some say getting the Holy Ghost is just like getting the orgasm. I swear, when I see the women getting the Holy Ghost, I want to go down there to the pew and lift my hand under their dress and see how wet their pussy is. They need to cut that bullshit out. Black people need to wake up. I'm Blue. That's all I got to say. Peace.
Yeah, good night. This is the Cutting Edge on RFM on next Wednesday. Hey, Tony, watch it, watch it. We're going to start. I'm going to do a cover version of Fresh Vegetable, you know. What do you think? Yeah, man. All right. So, I start out with my bridging them. Yeah, two of my bridging them, you know, but you have an album. We introduced the album a couple of weeks ago. Named Havana to Kingston, featuring Sly and Robbie. I want you look my brethren. Sir, believe you me. Bongo man, you know, man. Give thanks being here. You know, we hear them say Africa has split. I mean, seriously split. On the east side. And them say in the next 500 years, Africa going to be two different continents or two different landmass. Yeah, you know that there is an argument about South America. Thousands of years ago, South America did connect to the west coast of Africa. As a matter of fact, if you cut out the map of Africa and cut out the map of South America and move South America to the west of Africa, you will find say, it fits in perfectly. So there is a conversation that South America used to connect to Africa, Africa used to connect to South America, in which one of them. It's more likely more likely that South America break away because Africa still connected to Asia. It's a man-made thing that divide Asia from Africa, and that is the Suez Canal. That was man-made. But, you know, them say Egypt or Kemet is where the Ethiopians them end up in and a lot of the things them that is attributed to the Egyptians was structured and organized by the Ethiopians. And that a lot of the building them in Egypt in those times was not built by any slaves. There's no record of slaves building anything in Egypt. So this story about the Israelites was 400 years in Egypt and them was building with straw and this and that. The only place you find that story is in the Bible. Only place. Historically, people say it never happened. Historically, people say it never happened. So it's a lot of things we need to revise by going Sankofa. And we know that a lot of the African traditions on the West Coast move from northeastern Africa. But the argument, which is really a very profound argument right now, is that people actually started in different parts of the world and they were not coming from one source. That is a thing that is happening. Well, it's a long time the reasoning about still that the idea that the African give birth to all the races. There's a train of thought that is saying that white people started in Europe and black people started in Africa. Him was part of the and there's a group of men, a group of people that named Neanderthal that rise up in Europe. And them claims say die out, but they actually did mix with the next group and bring forth the Europeans. What heap of theory. But the reality is that there is a group of people right now that is devastated for years and is trying to reclaim their former glory. Their former glory is Africa and being African. And now we say that rising force is really rising, even though it don't look certain way, but it's rising. It is rising. A lot of the slaves are being freed. And when we say being freed from them thinking and behavior. And we know say we're not fighting a endless fight, and we're not fighting something to lose. Because we are confident, according to Emperor Haile Selassie I, we are confident in the victory of good over evil. We are confident in the victory of good over evil. The race is not for the swift, nor the battle for the strong, but is who can endure to the end. And technically, black people who are in this part of the world not supposed to still there. The atrocity that was placed on us, we're not supposed to still there, but we're there still and we'll be there. We'll be here forever. So all the genocide and all the disease and all the this and the that with them place in our part, it have to move. Yes, when I come, it have to move. But we continue the journey because it's an African thing. And nobody now steer away from it. It's an African thing. And that we are work with enough people. It's an African thing. Yeah, man. All we want to hear and what them want to say is an African thing we work with. Because Africa, for Africans, those at home and those abroad, we want you to know that non-apologetically, when we say Africa, we are saying it from the top of our heart to the sole of our foot. Nothing change repart. We're gone too far. We're gone too far for go turn around right now. No, sir. We're not turn around. Where we turn and go? No, man. It'll be a serious thing if we reach us so now I go turn around. And yet you'll have man who come this far and turn around too. Yeah, man. You'll have man this far who turn around, seriously turn around. But we're there to stay. That we have to tell the people them. And even though sometimes it look terrible that we keep saying this and keep saying that and it look like the people them now listen, we know say it will reach someone. It will reach somewhere. And we are confident that it's reaching. Yeah, man, if it never let it reach one there, so. It's true it will reach over there, so. So why you think so there so long attack? You think say IRFM are idiot? Them know say the program is still a shot. With all these years behind, it's still a shot. It's not like them want to take it off or them want to switch it from somewhere to the next or put it in a position where nobody now hear it. No, it's there from years now and it's going to there again until we decide say we not do it again. I just saw it go. Understand? So, we are confident that the liberation for Africa will be won. The liberation for Africa is a must, is a given. We not say it with no water in our mouth. We are saying it with confidence. Marcus Garvey said it. And we are a product of Marcus Garvey philosophy. We are Marcus' children, as where Burning Spear say. And we're not stupid. Because them want to think stupid, but we're not stupid. Them want to think stupid. This is the cutting edge. Yes, cutting edge. Why you love my brethren Babandi, you know? Yes, my brethren. I got you. I love you. Tell you, I play some tune by my brethren them tonight, you know. Not only them, but we have to select ones and ones who mean a lot to it. You know, them brethren there and Babandi is one of them and they who mean a lot to it. So, why you love Babandi? African thing, this is the cutting edge. I don't know like it, my telephone, no, because that we are work with on our program. It's African thing. Of course, it's African thing. What else could it be? What else could it be but the African thing?
The major reasons why millions of Africans live below the poverty line is our belief that magic wands will suddenly mint money for us. How many cups of mustard seeds did Mark Zuckerberg eat that made him an instant billionaire? How many bottles of anointing oil did Jeff Bezos drink that turned him into an overnight owner of Amazon? Some people spend weeks on the mountain praying for financial breakthrough without knowing what to do to be rich. They just want to be rich anyhow. It doesn't work that way. This is how potential billionaires pray. Dear Lord, Nigeria has an electricity problem. Our roads are death traps. Healthcare system is in shambles. Our youths are sold for slavery because there's no job for them. 25 million Nigerians are disabled. Lord, please baptize me with fresh ideas on how to solve some of these problems and connect me to the right partners to make it happen. Thank you, Lord. God will definitely download creative ideas into their minds. The major secret of billionaires is their ability to find solutions to the challenges of humanity. All of them created solutions that brought them billions. Presently, Bill Gates is spending millions of dollars in search of renewable energy. By the time he finds one and becomes a major player in the electricity industry, we'll say he's lucky. But we forget that he didn't pray for financial breakthrough. He only found a solution to a global problem. Wealthy people don't necessarily look for money. They create solutions, and money will follow them. Larry Page and Sergey Brin went all out to help humanity find things faster on the internet, and billions of dollars followed them. Mark Zuckerberg created platforms for socialization, and over $71 billion followed him. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak went all out to reduce the size of computer, and billions of dollars followed them. You! What problems are you solving for humanity? Dear friends, it's time to change our thinking and prayer pattern. Stop looking for shortcuts to the top. Let's start looking for the problems we can solve for humanity.
I don't think hell exists. Tactic. But wait a minute, you're saying that hell, the idea of a place under the earth or somewhere where you're tormented for an eternity, is actually an invention of the church?
I think the church fired its furnaces hotter than anybody else. But I think there's a sense in most religious life of reward and punishment in some form. The church doesn't like for people to grow up because you can't control grown-ups. That's why we talk about being born again. When you're born again, you're still a child. The people don't need to be born again. They need to grow up. They need to accept their responsibility for themselves and the world.
What do you make of the theology, which is quite prominent these days in America, which is that there is one guaranteed way not to go to hell, and that is to accept Jesus as your personal Savior?
Yeah, I grew up in that tradition. Every church I know claims that we are the true church. And they have some ultimate authority. We have the infallible Pope. We have the inerrant Bible. The idea that the truth of God can be bound in any human system, by any human creed, by any human book, is almost beyond imagination for me. I mean, God is not a Christian. God is not a Jew or a Muslim or a Hindu or a Buddhist. All of those are human systems which human beings have created to try to help us walk into the mystery of God. I honor my tradition. I walk through my tradition. But I don't believe my tradition defines God. I think it only points me to God.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
REFM, thought-provoking, always smoking, lyrics like a bazooka. You are listening to Mutabaruka.
Somebody's always bad-mouthing black men. And most of what they say is true. But it's not true about most black men. This is a praise song. Hum a little Billy Harper if you want to. But up out of my heart, which ain't no easy place, I give thanks for the births of all the black, brown, and beige brothers who struggled to get out of that birth canal and have since never tried to re-enter. Give thanks to all the brothers who know and have always known the value of family, as opposed to dropping seeds in every reachable field of glory. Give thanks to all the brothers who accompany their women into the delivery rooms to witness and participate in the positive welcoming of their newborn into this world. Give thanks to brothers who actively join in controlling births and preventing diseases. Give thanks to brothers who work unbelievably effed up jobs to secure the needs of their families, especially the ones who thought about running but never could. Give thanks to brothers who cook and clean and change diapers without fear of their penises falling off. Give thanks to brothers who take care of their children. Give thanks for brothers who are actively involved in the development of their children, who know their highs and lows, their likes and dislikes. Special thanks to the brothers who manage this irregardless of their relationships with the mothers. Give thanks to the brothers who save other brothers' harvest, who take the mother and therefore take the children, whether they are liked by them or not. These brothers don't come in masses, but are many enough to mention. Give thanks to the brothers who have no children, but who treat all of our children like they are really all ours. And instead of worrying them about the when of fatherhood, we should be grateful for the love they do share. Give thanks for brothers who love and respect their mothers, and therefore love and respect black womanhood. Give thanks to brothers who let a woman be herself without trying to mold her or shape her into a piss-poor imitation of a white girl. Give thanks to brothers who like the women they sleep with and who don't sleep with women they don't like. Give thanks for the brothers who have taken the time and the care to patch up the injuries on the hearts of sisters who ran head on into the wrong nigger. Give thanks for brothers who let their black women be their friends without trying to seduce them further on down the road. Give thanks to brothers who don't take advantage of women even when they know they can. Those who pass up the opportunities to pimp no matter how available they may be. Give thanks to the brothers who have never, ever raised their hands against a woman. Let me just back up and give them a little bit more thanks on that. Give thanks to brothers who oppose rape first in their hearts and who defend black women without having to know them. I'm talking about those stalking moments when sisters ask unknown brothers to walk with them or watch them to their cars, and the average blood who gives her that coverage without a pause. Give thanks to the brothers who resisted and do resist enslavement through drugs, and for the lesser heroes, give thanks also for those who are enslaved but yet warn others about the wicked possibilities. Give thanks for brothers who love other brothers without fear of freakiness. Give thanks to brothers who tell the police nothing. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow too. Divine thanks to those who will die and have died rather than betray black secrets. Give thanks to brothers who receive fame and yet remain beautifully true to the race and its image. Give thanks for the brothers who are self-employed and the inspiration they give us all as we struggle to be self-reliant. And give everlasting thanks to any and all brothers who have paid the extravagant cost of being brothers, no matter how high the bill.
REFM, thought-provoking, always smoking, Lyrics like a bazooka. You are listening to Mutabaruka.
Yes. Cutting edge. Africa we are working, you know. Yes, Africa we are working. House music. Local style. Style still. You can't fire to do it. Here we go again. Grace Jones, remember Grace Jones was in the studio earlier in the year. This is the Cutting Edge on RFM. When we come forward, we're going to take some call. Yes, we're going to take some call. It's 12 o'clock. 1 minute to 12, really. We're going to take some call. Africa we are dealing with. We not stop say that. In all the madness we are going, in all the dreariness and all the look bad and look when I look good, Africa we are work with. So the time now is 12 o'clock. Don't know how much o'clock it is in your area, but in my area at 12 o'clock. Yes. Yale.
Mota.
Alright.
Well, you know, I'm on number one and it takes so long to call me. I think to the board that full up.
No, we did gauge it like, you know?
Yeah. What I go on, Virgin. Hey, you know, why I don't know what the problem? Maybe they are area and you will have a mind on the same thing. You know, say me will call tonight, you see?
Mm-hmm.
Because you see that youth is upon the bus, dangling.
Yes.
Me hear him a reason with Jenny the other day.
Yeah.
And I say me will call Muta and beg him request 2 songs for him, and you play one already.
Yeah, but we play him that. We play him last week Thursday too.
Oh yeah, well, you know, so Thursday I'm not listening to it.
Yeah, man, I played him last week.
Okay, because me love 2 music that I say me no request are the Paper Soldier and the Nappy Head.
Yeah, me play the Paper Soldier a while ago.
Yeah, me hear that. You know, and I say look man that. Oh, them play tonight, so I'm still. I
never know you know them young junior man.
I want them man, because they were there.
Me like how you broad, you know. Me like how you broad, you know.
When me hear him first, me that one that I say, you know, when you hear the voice, I say, but I'm not junior gang that.
One like a Mali, eh?
Yeah, I say, but I'm not. Me say, somebody have to listen to see who, you know, and then, you know, and me and Jenny, I said to him, say, but my youth, how you get all this and you're dangling. Your thing not dangle. When I think I dangle, just hang out there.
Hang out.
Your thing not dangle. And then me say, I must name D angling, doing angling.
Yeah.
I'm just dangling.
Yeah.
But I'm notice, well, I don't know, big, but me that thing say, the fifth gun, where them call Cinco de Mayo for some part of Mexico there. To the war battle of Mexico there, where them they fight and free from the French, run and the French them. And the fifth, but we know here Jamaica say nothing about it.
When we celebrate His Majesty's return to Ethiopia.
Yes. But well, if we know hear I hear them and think about that too, and if the rest of them, they're not going to hear that.
Yeah.
You know, but then again with Jamaica.
Tell me about the one where you talk about the Mexican thing now.
No, I think them the Mexican them in America, in the US they them celebrate that the Mexican community them, but down in Mexico they don't really celebrate it so much. Don't go down what they call that place there?
Oh, it's a migrant thing.
Place down there. Yeah, the thing is them did fight a battle against the French them. You know, a small amount of them defeat the French, but see, they outnumber them by about 5-1, I think, you know, but them anyway, them they defeat the French, and them kind of, so the French and disappear from them, because the Spanish and the English is kind of easy for them, but the French and dip on them, pressure them, you know. But I worry, you know, which one I look at on them, they big down, they so still them celebrate it, you know, I think. But there's some remember Cinco de Mayo, you know, the FIFA. Yeah, and then I said, but at the same time too, now history, Columbus, most people when they think about Columbus come on, so they think of 1492. And I realize that 1494 in reach Jamaica.
Yeah.
Right, and the 5th of May will come down at St. Anne down there, so. And then God is Santa Gloria. Whatever.
Well, the people don't know, say, him used to go to Africa upon the Portuguese ship, them.
Okay.
But them take out the African, them and carry them to Portugal. You know? So, where you still don't watch here, man?
Yeah, man. What day when me say me not come check you?
Yeah.
But why that is a daughter from Austria.
Okay.
Them down here. She come to Jamaica for the first time. Come look for her father. Come try to know her father. She have a Jamaican father. And she find, well, yeah, me say, with a reason, but I don't know for some reason, me just kind of click with her, like, and when me look, me see some tattoo and Nefertiti and thing.
Yeah.
And some ankh and all that, and some talk to her and say, read about Egypt and them things, and say, yes, and in my mind, a cabo run in my mind, you know?
Yeah.
And I say, me could have linked them. And then now, she say she's a singer, and, you know, and sing one little song for me, and when she sing it now, I fly a rabbit kicking on my head.
Wow.
Me hear you play the Cuba, Africa,
Havana
Cuba, Jamaica,
Kingston.
The connection, yeah. You know, and me say the music, the kind of music them style up there, you know, me say it a fit that girl style of singing, you know. It just when them things that jump in my head, so I see a picture jumping in my head.
Yeah.
You know, serendipity kind of thing. Me can, you know, that's an inspiration in how much time, what better, how much lifetime experience and all that. And it just kind of jumped in my head, so me kind of, you know, link. But just when you tell me, say, come down that Thursday, you know, when me go to Bama, I go check her. She got Portland. She reached Portland already, fighting her father.
Yeah.
But, you know, when she come back, she left one little speedy with me. I'll come to her idea and give it till.
All right.
I'm check her out on the YouTube, then name Miss Weirdy.
Miss Weirdy?
Weirdy, yeah.
Miss Weirdy?
But I think to a good song there, you know, and she's so alright to me, but she want guidance and thing. And
of course, she want guidance if she name Miss Weirdy.
So me.
If she name Miss Weirdy, she must want guidance, man.
You know, but I'm talking to her, you know, she sound like a Irish daughter.
Yeah.
But when I'm there, I'll come link,
yeah, man.
make
Good chance, man.
thing. But yeah, make somebody else call and thing.
Irie.
Big up. I know, say, you see that the interview there last week.
Which one?
The policeman that again, everybody attacked.
Which policeman? Why the police them vex tomorrow? We'll bring them are going to on the program tomorrow.
Yeah, they send me a link because somebody lick me because I bridge, you know, news I tell about, you know, and him say, boy, since you talk about Muta all the time, get that little link and she just and him flip it to me, you know. Because I data up and sent and they think I'm beautiful data. Do I know I go on?
Why the police, the JCF vex about it, Rasta. They will come on tomorrow if you come tell you, say, where they tell you, you know, they be there.
I hire them to go hire them, man.
I tell you that everybody say. Yeah.
But hey, watch out, one. When you tell him, say, I don't know, put no idea on nobody else, but when you tell him, say, because he got a quota already feet and double jeopardy thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not careful when I talk. But I'm glad he never talk no foolishness.
No, man, he never talk against somebody or nothing.
Yeah, no, I'm glad he never talk no foolishness about how he make money and go talk no foolishness, but then give no extortion charge. Got different charge that.
Yeah, well, we'll prove it still.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, give thanks, Bridget.
Give thanks, yeah, man. Take it easy.
Yeah, this is the cutting edge. And RFM, I tell you, listen to this. Listen to this.
When asked what surprised him most about humanity, the Dalai Lama answered, "We sacrifice our health in order to make wealth. Then we sacrifice our wealth in order to get back our health. We're so anxious about what will happen in the future that we don't enjoy the present. The result being, we don't live in the present or the future. We end up living feeling like we're never going to die, and then die never having truly lived." Ellen Goodman said normal is getting dressed in clothes that you buy for work and driving through traffic in a car that you're still paying for in order to get to the job that you need to pay for the clothes and car and the home that's empty all day just so you can afford to live in it. We live in a world where daydreams are more common than dream jobs, where money clouds our search for meaning. In search for profit, we sacrifice our quest for purpose, and in the pursuit of those paychecks, we give up our passions. We're completely rooted to our routines. We're plagued by indecision and lack of vision. They say that the most powerful prison is one when you don't even know that you're locked up. See, the suits are our uniforms. Our cufflinks are the handcuffs. Our ties are the chains. Our boss is like the guard, and well, our cubicles are our cells. And now I know why they call it the glass ceiling, because it shatters our dreams. The only thing we excel at is Microsoft. Now that's a PowerPoint. You know what it's like. We spend the whole day trying to get our work on time, but then spend all of our time thinking about work. We wish our out of office could be permanent. We wish that our inbox would always remain empty. Our LinkedIn resumes are more interesting than our actual jobs. Our profile pictures are the happiest we've been in a long time. We live for the weekend, but then end up feeling weak, clockwork and monotony. But honestly, could Mondays be more meaningful? Could Tuesdays be less torture? Could Wednesdays be more worth it? Could Thursdays be more transformative? Could Fridays be more fulfilling? We count down the next 50 weeks knowing that there's another 50 years. We count down for the next escape knowing that there really isn't one. Because even when we're away from our desks, our minds are still there with the checklists in our heads. We stuff ourselves into our work clothes, then our buses, then the cars, then the trains, and then our offices, only to wait 5 days to live again. And we don't have time to eat dinner together, so we end up eating out of takeaway boxes, not realizing that the TV box takes away from our relationships. We eat on the go, meet on the go, we even sleep on the go, and then wonder why everyone cheats on the go. We're told it's normal to have a 9 to 5. I mean, actually, sorry, it's a 9 to 9. And it's fine if you don't get enough time with the person you love it took you so long to find. It's normal to work late nights for that next holiday. We work 11 months in a row for 1 month of leave with pay. Hey, who came up with that? It's not normal. We have to reclaim our lives because right now we can all barely survive. And because when he comes late home from work, she says, you work so hard for a job that would replace you tomorrow if you drop dead. And he says, I don't have time for this right now. And then she says, nothing ever changes. We force ourselves out of bed to live the same day again and again and call it a life. Imagine this for a moment. What if Oprah listened to her haters and doubters? What if Steve Jobs settled for a real job? What if The Rock never broke through depression? What if Ellen never overcame the bullying? Imagine a world where everyone lived their passion. We'd be better people. We'd be better partners. We'd be better parents. See, I've never seen a strong person with an easy past. We all have a passion. We all have a genius inside us. We have that potential. I know that we've all been in that position, feeling confused and seriously lacking mission. But then I ask myself, at the end of my life, what will I regret? And the answer is clear. The pain of regret far outweighs the pain of risk. So next time you're going through challenges, just remember this. A winner is just a loser who tried one more time. All you need is one person to say yes. One moment can change everything. There are decades when nothing happens, and there are days where decades happen. A year from now, you will have wished you started today.
Yes, this is the cutting edge. EL?
Greetings, Muta.
Hi.
Greetings, beloved.
Yeah, man, blessed man.
Yeah, man. Talking about this full subject already, Muta, and I feel it every part of my spirit. To call it tonight and kind of, keep it in the forefront.
All right.
Because I come home from the works and here you talk about the continent, the homeland. And I say that you are dealing and that we are dealing with straight up. My point that I'm making to you, Muta, and to everyone listening, that is a global land acquisition that is taking place all over the world. Jamaica, America, wherever, the continent. And we know what's going on the continent right now with the Chinese and, the Americans, all of the Europeans and all of these people. And displace our people from the land. And Papa Marcus said, a people without a land or without no land have no power. They are like serfs and beggars. Is what I'm saying. But what I'm saying, to get this land, they're using all kind of tactic, Muta. Right? Taxation, destabilization, a lot of the killings and all of that type of stuff that's going on, like on the continent and even in Jamaica, right on the rocks. So it is my opinion that a lot of these killing that is going on and destabilization that is going on in Jamaica and Africa is being influenced and financed and funded by external forces. Is what I'm saying. So I'm just telling my people to wake up and realize what's going on. The enemy is waging war against us. Is what I'm saying. A case in point is a lady. People send me a lot of stuff. I send to you too and share with everybody. A lady that so-called built a dream house in St. Elizabeth and was murdered. And now somebody sent me something today again about a Mr. Walker in St. Mary that was brutally stabbed and killed.
They killed an 80-year-old one in a St. Thomas today too.
All right. Yes, I heard that too, because I listen to Highway and subscribe, so I listen to all the news and everything. Let me tell you something, man. It upset my spirit, Muta, bad. I may bring this to your attention and to everyone, and I'll call Sister Cabo and I'll call radio station in Atlanta and talk about it. 3 brothers come at the shop today, and I reason, and I guess I'm more mature now, because normally I run them from my place. You know what I say? 2 continental African and 1 Jamaican come from Antigua Bay. I never hear so much madness and foolishness in all my life. They might talk about Kanye and all these type of stuff, and I say, but really?
Kanye,
what I'm saying?
Kanye West?
No, just the amount of madness when we hear come out of black people mouth.
No, where you them talk about? I
don't know how many around them.
No, where them talk about? Where say them talk about?
They talk about Kanye and they talk about what going on in the world.
Kanye West,
it's like a black and white thing and all kind of. But one of them.
No, EL. May I ask you which Kanye them talk about? Kanye West?
Yes.
Oh, I don't may ask if a Kanye West them talk about.
And they talk about a whole part of garbage thing. They talk about. You see what I say? And it just hurt my heart and my spirit to see the type of stuff. But what I'm saying though, the point that I really want to make, and the land acquisition, like Sister Kabu said, settlement colonialism that are going on in Africa right now, that are going on everywhere, all in Jamaica right now. But the thing that really hurt my spirit, why I brought up the one in St. Elizabeth and the one in St. Mary, which I didn't know about until somebody sent it to me today, right, is that people right here, I'm connecting to that Muta, listen to me good, people right here all the time, we have this discussion, right, people right here, I better come at the shop the other day from Pembroke. I talk about them now go back to Jamaica go live because them people them jealous and them are going to kill you and them are going to this and them are going to that. I'm saying to you that is external forces. See no Chinese that get killed. See no Caucasian people that get, see no Arab, no Indian, no Pakistan. We are cannibalized each other. So I'm just kind of wondering, I'm just saying, Muta, is somebody paying our people to massacre and butcher each other so that people like us, they can't stop me. Because I actually was born African, and St. Thomas me come from, me a Bogle, Marcus Garvey picnic. You know what I say? Them can't stop me from coming to my yard. They draw the correlation from the fear they know you from Atlanta to Jamaica straight. It's almost $1,000 right now in the summer. So they might use economics, they might use violence, they might destabilize the country, they might bring in the guns and the drugs, the nasty food and everything. They might try everything to take care of our planet Earth, Rasta. And we are here then a bit the enemy. It's what I'm saying. So in relationship to killing, when they say people them, we need to pay attention to this type of killing. Who are the people them to kill these people? Are these crimes are being solved? Who is behind it? Is it my dealing?
May I hear you, man?
No, serious thing. Who is behind it? Who are pay them? Are the Chinese that pay them? Who are pay them? Because you know some people always people among us are always willing to take bribe. You know, see it and do the dirty work. And do the dirty work of the enemy. Who are killing these people? Because it's a big thing, like I say in Atlanta, people come tell me, them now go back to Jamaica. Them don't know what to do, them bewildered. Because if them go to Jamaica, them are going to get killed. Them are going to get murdered. People want to come home, come and invest. Who are doing these things? While Chinese and Indians and Pakistanis and Spanish people and all kind of people have come to Jamaica and invest, and nobody now hurt them. What is going on? Are we not paying attention to what's going on? Muta, tell me, Rasta, tell me.
The same thing I'm going to tell you. Black people, I kill black people. The majority of Jamaican people are black people, so obviously you'll hear more killing of black people with black people as well. You know, if you go in a country where you have Indian, mostly Indian, you will find say Indian and kill Indian, you know them way there.
No, Muta, but we can't justify that. You know,
no, you ask me a question. You ask me, I'm not justifying it.
I'm just saying, Rasta, we know how these people work from long time. We know how the forces work against us. Yeah. Destabilization is one of the biggest, one of the most potent weapons. Yeah. You see what them do in the 70s in the Michael Mann government. When Michael Mann, I mean, I defend on politicians. Michael said, eat what you plant and plant what you eat. You see what I'm saying? And worry for people rile up in Jamaica, uptown people and sophisticated people and the ruling class people are madness. You see what I'm saying? And look what's going on in Jamaica right now. You know, see, you them not even do farming. Farming is one of the most noble professions and one of the most profitable professions in the world. How comes so much people that Jamaica are not do farming? You know, like seriously. Why are we importing food when the food is not good for us? They're using the food as a weapon. They have weaponized the food to kill us. Why are we importing food in Jamaica when we can plant our own food? When the musician and the artist, only one artist me hear a cry out, you know, and a Queen Africa, all the rest of them, what am I do? What am I deal with? I wear them pants and them God knows what, and I wear them tight pants and I drink them Hennessy and a ball out and a carry and a go on. What am I deal with? These are artists to be a cry upon the artist. What am I deal with? Then they see what I go on, the musician and the artist are supposed to voice up the people. What am I deal with? Like seriously, it hurt my spirit last night, it hurt my body. I tell you, what the musician them are deal with, what the artists them are deal with, who are give Queen Africa some strength. You know, see, who are different and speak the truth. Who are one?
Them come in like Samson drunk with the Philistine wine.
I drink anything. I drink anything. What's that? The other day, I better show me a ride up the artists who are come to Atlanta. And they say, oh, then you can't say Rastana, we get that. If you ever see the man ride that, the amount of energy and the amount of this and wine and this and that, what am I deal with? One of them are wolfing and sleep clothing. Fire up to them.
Yeah.
You know, see?
That's it there.
Fire up to them.
I will leave artists now, we're brethren. I will leave artists now who's locks, have locks for them and ball out Jarastafari, are drunkards.
Drunkard,
and when you hear them are lick this and lick that, and them is drunkards. Them is addicted to liquor.
They're betrayed.
Yeah.
I am my ancestors. They have betrayed the work that our ancestors did. Yeah. Bob Marley, Peter Tosh. You know, see it. All of them man they were. You hear me, sir?
Yeah,
all of them man they we give them heart and them soul for the music.
Yeah.
The man them sell out the thing.
Yeah, man.
You know, see, the one of them are drunkard, the one of them are infidel. You know, see, that nobody now call them out. You know, see, the whole of them, most of them come out and I not pay my money to go see them. I not support them because they are infidel.
Man. Yeah, and it's the thing now for the locked man them.
For the locked man them.
Yeah,
what else them are doing?
Let's not get drunk behind the stage and
they need to give some
them
cyanide and expire themselves for market because they're worthless.
Yeah.
They let Marcus Garvey turn over in the grave. You know, see it?
Yeah, man.
Them is a shame and a disgrace to a race Rasta. You know, see, that me call them out. You know, see it. And I want to big up all the farmers, them.
Yeah.
All of the farmers, them. All of the youth, them, that defend the land and that defend the farming. Pick them up. Because I know the profession and just keep it up.
Rapid move.
You know, see it.
Rapid move.
Blessed.
Blessed. Yes, Scotch and Edge. Yeah.
Motor.
Yeah, blessed.
Yeah, man, blessing, man. You thanks for the program, you know, Motor.
Eh?
You give thanks for the program, you know. I love the program, you know. Yeah, man. I made this program with the Motor, and they inspire me to be like tune, you know, so I call me a call to make a hear the tune, you know, Motor. Yeah, man. I can go on with it.
Yeah, go on now.
A full-time fee, we claim the African glory and teach get to youth them the African story about Sankara, Kwame and Ture. Carry them, go show them where Timbuktu. They are full-time fee, we claim the African glory and teach get to youth them the African story about Sankara, Kwame and Ture. Carry them, go show them where Timbuktu. They Imhotep, the father of medicine. Mutabaruka, greater than Tennyson. Thomas Sankara, the nation builder. Had the same thing where two get killed for. And we love Kwame and Nkrumah. Them and they are Saint Bonteef and Zuma. Haile Selassie, the greatest ruler. Marcus Garvey, philosophy school. A full-time we claim the African glory and teach get to youth them the African story about Sankara, Kwame and Ture. Carry them, go show them where Timbuktu. They are full-time we claim the African glory. Teach get to youth them the African story about Sankara, Kwame and Ture. Carry them, go show them where Timbuktu. They incarnate and create. God and eternity, Mansa Musa, Billy First University, ancient Kemet was the start of modernity. So none of them are greater than the Nubian fraternity. Selassie and me daddy, so go check the paternity. Africa, me mother, cause she gave the whole earth to me. Dirty Babylon, them would never gave a shirt to me. Tea Papa land and give the Bible and the church to we. We claim the African glory. Teach it to you, then the African story about Kwame and Ture. Carry them, go show them with Timbuktu. The Muta, I reclaim the African glory and teach it to you, then the African story about Sankara, Kwame and Ture. Carry them, go show them with Timbuktu.
Nice.
Yes, Muta. No
nice,
love
man.
and respect. I'm big of Kabut in a Muta.
Yeah, man. That's nice, Bridget. Not tell the truth. It's nice. It's nice.
Yeah, man. Give thanks, Muta.
Yes, the Bridget. Yeah, me love it. Man, say man, listen to coaching and it's inspired. And that's what I talk about. Yes, coaching and yeah.
Muta.
Yeah, blessed.
Yeah, man. Blessing, man. You thanks for the program, you know, Muta.
Eh?
You give thanks for the program, you know. Program, you know. Yeah, man. I made this program with the Muta and they inspire me to be like children, you know, so I call to make a hear the children of Muta. Yeah, man. I can go on with it.
Yeah, go on now.
A full-time fee, we claim the African glory and teach get to youth them the African story about Sankara, Kwame and Ture. Carry them, go show them where Timbuktu. They are full-time fee, we claim the African glory and teach get to youth them the African story about Sankara, Kwame and Ture. Carry them, go show them where Timbuktu. They Imhotep, the father of medicine. Mutabaruka, greater than Tennyson. Thomas Sankara, the nation builder. Had the same thing where two get killed for. And we love Kwame and Nkrumah. Them and they are Saint Bonteef and Zuma. Haile Selassie, the greatest ruler. Marcus Garvey, philosophy school. A full-time we claim the African glory and teach get to youth them the African story about Sankara, Kwame and Ture. Carry them, go show them with Timbuktu. They are full-time we claim the African glory. Teach get to youth them the African story about Sankara, Kwame and Ture. Carry them, go show them with Timbuktu. They incarnate and create. God and eternity, Mansa Musa, Billy First University, ancient Kemet was the start of modernity. So none of them are greater than the Nubian fraternity. Selassie and me daddy, so go check the paternity. Africa, my mother, cause she gave the whole earth to me. Dirty Babylon, them would have never gave a shirt to me. Thief Papa land and give the Bible and the church to we. We claim the African glory. Teach it to you, them the African story about Kwame and Ture. Carry them, go show them with Timbuktu. The Mutabaruka claim the African glory and teach it to you, them the African story about Sankara, Kwame and Ture. Carry them, go show them with Timbuktu.
Nice.
Yes, Muta. No
nice,
love
man.
and respect. I'm big up Cabo to the Muta.
Yeah, man. That's nice, Bridget. I tell you the truth. It's nice. It's nice.
Yeah, man. Give thanks, Muta.
Yes. The Bridget. Yeah, me love it. Man, say, man, listen to coaching and it's inspired. And that's what I talk about.
Hail Muta.
Blessed man, Lingo.
Yeah, man. That's it. We love the delivery of the lyrics by the brethren there a while ago, man. The lyrics, them area, the delivery, you know?
Yeah, man. It sounds good, man.
Yeah, as him say, inspired by the program, the Cutting Edge, which, you know, them kind of vibes there, you know, we need and thing. And also the brethren, Atlanta, Georgia, in the US there, I talk about the destabilization, because it is destabilization. Because the spate of killings of so many of our people in Jamaica, both who never travel and those who have returned home to invest and you know improve things economically in our country, is destabilizing. You know, I mean the majority of Jamaica, the population, 90% is African, but the spate of killings of Africans in Jamaica, man, is at epidemic levels now, and it is destabilizing. You know, the terror regime, and the result of it is most negative for our people in Jamaica, because you know it breaks them confidence and trust and that type of thing to see that kind of situation. And I'm talking about. Enough of them artists with weird dreadlocks and them kind of thing there. Some fraud them for true. What if them and them know themselves and people know them. All this Hennessy thing. Are true. I mean, when you check Hennessy was founded by an Irish guy named Richard Hennessy, right? 253 years ago. And now it's headquartered in France, in the Cognac region and thing. And when they are promoting Hennessy, all of them songs and Red Bull and them kind of business, they're promoting foreign products to make foreigners, Europeans, richer and richer. They're not promoting products made in Jamaica to build up the economy of Jamaica. Because one of the reasons, the main reason why our exchange rate is so much, almost $200 to the pound, 170 than the average and thing, is because the more people crave for products from abroad, is so them currency is devalued. Because that is how it is, you know, because you have to find the foreign currency to buy the products because they are coming from abroad. But if you consume what you produce, which is Marcus Garvey, thing of self-reliance, not Michael Manley. It's Marcus Garvey, self-reliance thing, right? And as Marcus Garvey Jr. used to say, we must eat what we produce. Then we wouldn't have this foreign exchange rate problem that we have, where our currency is so much to the English pound, for example.
Hold on.
The whole self-reliance thing.
I want to go forward to the artist thing there. You see, I can tell you something. It's the first time when you hear about a Rasta on tour, you see my search for which part the nearest Ital food shop there. Or even Jamaican food, really. Because some man, I don't lick him. Because if a man say, boy, I'm a Jamaican, I look for Jamaican food, he want ackee and saltfish and all them way there. Rasta still. But no, you see now, you have a whole heap of man right now. You see the way the virgin just say a while ago about when you look at them rider, the amount of anything where them want backstage and the amount of wine where them want backstage. I say, but wait, I rasta them, you know. I'm supposed to be rasta them that, you know.
Yes, it's true. When
some
you
big,
look on the
big so-called
man
rasta, we have seen some ratty tune out there in a regiment. When you hear them singing on your feet, that them are one of the 12 disciples, them, Rasta. And when you check them rider, I know what I talk about. Because
me too, because the riders are the things them where you want when you're on tour.
Yeah, but the promoter them. I can tell you something, this is the promoter them. Some of the promoter them, when we see them a foreigner, them say Muta. Ex-artists are why artists come here. I thought he was a Rasta. I didn't know Rastas drink all these things, man. If you see what they order behind the stage, it's ridiculous. We got to go and buy all these Edisons and these wine, this and that. I thought these people was like wanted juices. I pack up the backstage with a lot of juices. And when I go backstage, none of the juices is still there.
yes, because them are no Rasta, them are rascals. Rascals. Just wear the locks and go up on stage and shout out Jah Rastafari, Selassie. And can artists them.
I tell you, man.
And it's long time it a go on.
I don't know how Rasta can get drunk.
We know the individuals like that.
I don't know how a man can say my Rasta can get drunk.
When them jump on stage.
Yeah, terrible.
No? Yes, terrible. Very, 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 them is part of the problem too. Them is part of the problem because them preach one thing and practice the opposite and things. So them don't set no positive example for real,
And I see a man, and you hear talk about say, a lickets man who has snort coke, I don't see no difference between a man who has snort coke and a man who drink rum and I get drunk, Because the two of them lose them perspective.
Both of them are vices.
Them lose them perspective. The two of them lose perspective of themselves. So I don't see no difference.
Exactly.
It's weird. It's
because
weird.
both things alter their mind. Mind altering drugs. Where them are, yes, the alcohol and also the coke and crack, whatever. You know what I mean?
Talk about Babylon, this and Babylon, that. Let them go.
Yes. For real. And talking about the election, local elections last Thursday, when we said, would I just say how it goes. What happened is that Labour, them increase in a lot of places where them never used to get so much votes.
Yeah.
They have increased
them voting.
a lot of votes and things.
Yeah.
Them never get to win like Kensington and Chelsea there, where they had the Grenfell Tower burning massacre and thing. They lost out in Barnet because of the whole anti-Jewish smear campaign against them. But they made a lot of inroads in Trafford and places like that. So they have really galvanized and gotten more votes. So this is why the Tories, that's the party which is in power now, and the major newspaper owners, the dailies, who are part of the Tory machine, are going all day and night against Jeremy Corbyn, because what Jeremy Corbyn represents for Labour is that since the establishment of the NHS and so in 1948, the welfare state as them call it and thing, where our people help maintain and build that and so, is that the Tories with them austerity making the majority of people suffer, people not getting pay rises, people getting some so-called contracts where them not have no rights and thing and that type of thing. Jeremy Corbyn, danger to them is to reverse all of this and to make the wealth that is being produced by the people to be distributed and owned by the people. So in other words, it's a whole redistribution of the wealth from the very few exploiters to the majority. And this is what them fear. So all of this campaign against Jeremy Corbyn and the group where him have that support him to make him come to the fore, near Momentum, one of them prime candidates, a brother from West Africa, his name is Egde or something like that, Nigeria. He's now the head of Haringey, which is one of the places that is now controlled by Labour. And Haringey is where them have the Marcus Garvey Library, which was opened by Marcus Garvey Jr. in 1987, the centenary of Marcus Garvey.
Yeah.
So them fearing what Jeremy Corbyn represent is redistributing
the wealth in the society, because it's the people who produce the wealth, the vast majority. And what he's doing is platform and actions designed so that the people own and control the wealth and not the minority few as it is. That is the danger.
Yeah.
So it's pure lies and thing, them come off against him non-stop. And what happened is that in the Parliamentary Labour Party, the majority of them are Tony Blairites. And because them still there, them working with the Tories against him to try to unseat him. And some of them have been deselected and so on. But he and people who know what he's doing, which is in the interest of the majority of the people, irrespective of race and class and religion, you know. And the thing about it, you know, is that when they put him as a candidate to run for who was going to head the Labour Party, they put it as a joke, you know, saying that, well, he could never win. Even Jeremy Corbyn was surprised that he won. But you see, since he win, you ever know some people do things as joke.
Yeah.
And then it becomes them worst nightmare.
Yeah,
that is what has happened with Jeremy Corbyn with them.
Okay.
You know? And of course we have people like Dawn Butler, who is an MP in Brent. Her parents come from Maypen, Clarendon. Diane Abbott, her mother is a nurse in the National Health Service. Her mother come from Smithville or Smithfield in Clarendon and that type of thing. You know, they're part of the team. And as to Diana, but the amount of racist abuse that she get because she's of African race is something else. You know what I mean?
All right, so we are going to move, yeah.
All right, so just keep on with the work. Blessed love.
Yeah, we are coming England again.
Yes, all right. Cool.
September.
Irate.
All right, yes. Okay. So here we know, right there. I will do something there. I did. I was party. All right. Yeah, man, I hear you.
All right. First, I called because the music was so good, and I wanted to find out where we get your house music and how we get albums from you. But then every caller tonight's been powerful. And every caller I wanted to respond to, starting with Cinco de Mayo.
The mad people, them not come out yet, 1 o'clock yet.
Well, the lyrics, man, the lyrics were powerful.
Yeah.
But I was first thinking about Cinco de Mayo, the first caller talking about that. And one of the things that needs to be known with Cinco de Mayo that most people don't know, it's not Mexican Independence Day. It's in 1962 when we had the Civil War going on here. It was hurting the French economy because the North was blocking the South from selling cotton to France. So Napoleon III sends his troops to Mexico to collect debt from Mexican government, and they decided that they want to take those troops north to help the South defeat the North in the United States so they can get that cotton, make sure the cotton flow continues to France. The Mexican army in Pueblo fought off the French troops. If those French troops had gotten into this country, we may still have slavery today. So the histories get lost. You know, the colonizers tell the story and shift it to their own means. And today you see Cinco de Mayo here in the United States as a day to get drunk and party and make fun of Mexican culture.
Well, the Virgin did say it's only in America. Them don't celebrate it in America.
Exactly. There's a little teeny place in Mexico where it is celebrated, where the battle was. But it's turned into just, the same as all the holidays happen here. It's like you take something that once had meaning and turn it into a joke, turn it into a commercial thing, take all the meaning out of it. So that's a bit of the history of Cinco de Mayo. The next caller got me thinking about Kanye.
Kanye West.
Yeah, Kanye West. Yeah. So with all of the fear that's going on and the people saying boycott Kanye, silence Kanye because he made some stupid comments about slavery, you got to look at him in context, though. If you take the time to watch the Charlemagne interview that started stirring up this whole current controversy, and then you got to watch the TMZ interview, because you see this man is He's got something going. He's got a brilliance to him. He's got a madness to him. But what he's trying to say, if you listen underneath it all, what he's trying to say is to talk about this, the past is always safe. You talk about Martin, you talk about Malcolm, you even talk about history, you talk about slavery, but you can't talk about future. You can't talk about economic development, because as soon as you start talking about economic development for black people, you're shut down. Whether you're Martin, with the Poor People's Army saying we got to unite on a class basis, or you're Malcolm saying we got to take this into an international African empowerment movement, that's when each of them were killed, when they started talking about economic development and international alliance. And so your last two callers, one of them saying you got to plant your own food, that's key. There has to be a taking back of economic resources. There has to be a growing of businesses. And to do that, have to heed the words of His Majesty. Unite, unify, centralize. Right? There has to be organized, centralized. There has to be a unify. And people have to, in order to do that, we got to get rid of the colonial mindset that white supremacy has perpetuated, get rid of all of these divisions and the hatred, because it's so easy to keep people down when you keep people divided. Keep the mind in chains. That's another thing Kanye was trying to talk about, that the mind is still enslaved, and that's how slavery continues. He's a bit of a madman. He is on medications. He's going through what he's going through. But if you actually give him a chance and listen deeper, the messages that he's really trying to spread, he's emotional. He's coming from the heart, but he's pure.
All right.
And if you listen underneath, the man actually has some revolutionary things to say. And the economic development, that's the only thing that's going to stop the violence. That's the only thing that's going to shift things in Jamaica, in Africa, and everywhere. And when you're listening, even your caller there calling in and giving those lyrics, man, you hear the brilliance of the people. And you know why the colonizers have to suppress Africa. You got some strong, brilliant people on the planet. And they're being held down now by forces that just want to kill, just want to divide and conquer. And unless there's economic empowerment and unity, those forces are going to win.
Swan?
Yes.
You're not listening to the phone.
Okay, I'm sorry. The phone's dying. Did you catch any of that?
To the phone, man. You talk and I try to ask you something, you're not listening to the phone, man.
I'm sorry. I got a bad line. We're way out here in the mountains. You know how the mountains kind of get to interfere with the stream. But I hope I got through with some of that. But in any case,
I tried to ask you
here, let me try switch.
The phone boy.
All right, is that better?
I'm trying to ask you something.
Okay, let me listen.
I'm trying to find out what is the madness and the goodness and the madness you're talking about with Kanye West.
Kanye West has bipolar disorder. So right before he gave this speech, he just got out of the hospital. They put him on medications.
No, but you said there's a sanity in this insane. There's a sanity in it. What is the insane thing in the
Hold on one sec. I'm gonna try to shift locations here so I can hear you a little better. Go ahead.
No, I'm asking you. You started out by saying there is a seeing thing in the insanity. What is the same thing in the insanity that we must look for?
Say again?
I don't think we are here. Yeah, we're not. You're not.
Man, the connection's bad.
Yeah, all right. We'll have to ask you next time because the connection bad. I can't keep repeating the same thing. Give thanks for the call.
You too. Give thanks for the show, man. You're not a national treasure. You're an international treasure, man. Whatever they got to do to keep you there, man.
Hold on.
Irie FM, whatever they're paying you, they need to triple it, and they need to know what a treasure they got in you, because all around the world we're counting on you. No one's doing what you're doing with this show.
All right, give thanks.
All right, give thanks.
Yes, man. Yes. It's kind of weird when you try to get it for somebody talking and them die, you wait till them just go on, you know. Anyway, she talk sense. Because them really want to think stupid. CL.
Yeah.
You blessed?
Yes, Mutabaruka. Very good morning. Good. I have a little point to touch about development. I don't know where the main topic was.
No, main topic no there. Don't talk where you want to talk, man.
I know. Yeah, but me I say, with the development is a good thing. But with all these development We have to know where sell out with grandchildren them, our great grandchildren them. You understand? Because we are get all these developments and we have Chinese people build all these things. Like I think say the government assigned them kind of agreement that them should have the agreement somewhere where say we're supposed to have a certain percentage of Jamaican youth get some work, learn some of the engineering skill on the work. You know what I mean? Like the youth them, some young engineering students supposed to can a shadow the engineer them on the project them. You know what I mean? Because it make no sense we borrow this money to give people to do this work. I mean the work, it has to look good and everything, but we have to know where to
borrow, you know, I will buy that swap. A barter,
or a swap.
A barter,
or a swap.
Eh?
You know, we are swap.
Yeah, man, a barter, man. You do this to me and me give that. You do this to me and me give that.
But then that still where the people are coming in and I get everything, I get things, and the youth there were born there. Nah, have nothing. When them grow up, them are here, so we have all this deficit where them not contribute nothing to it, but them still owe it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And then I have to watch. I will have to watch what go on internationally and see what is development and what direction we are lead with the country now. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because you have to know, say, IMF and the international, the World Bank is a part of the system. You understand? To keep you certain way, so you have to passive when certain people say, "Yo, more on this or more on that." Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Because you have to know, so them people is just a system where them have set up. You know what I mean? It's a system where them have set up. And when black people have to understand, say, yo, we have to have secret society to get things together. You know what I mean? And we can't, everything we just, everybody know. Yeah. You know what I mean? We need some leadership, you know, so that's why I rate you, you know what I mean? You know, one of the powerfulest thing you ever said to me, when I hear you say, one day I hear you say, you see one time when I buy food, when I go to the white people and buy food, they buy the food there. It's a powerful statement that, you know, they take heed, you know.
Let's have the pies, they're the white food people and food.
Yeah.
Especially in America, you go Whole Foods.
Man.
You go Whole Foods and most of the white people in there, and then when you look at the food, it looks so nice. White people now get
and then
the black community them. Food different.
When you're going to the cheap food place where the people in a pot barrel, you're going to see inferior quality something.
I tell you, all the Chinese, this and the Chinese that pack up in a barrel saying come to Jamaica.
You understand me? Me not pack up nothing when me not come send go get nobody in Jamaica. No, you're mad? Nah, buy no riff-raff. Guess what? It's a system.
Of course.
It's a system. I'm not telling you, I don't read the book that week. I'm not telling you the same thing with Dr. Adet and the whole South African thing.
Yeah.
Them did not talk about that in the night, but I tell you what the people need to read, you know? Yeah. Read and understand. Yeah. Read, you know, and like me I say, Mota, I like how the man them in the East Kingston, I just keep the thing, and I say, big up my friend them, I love my friend them, I love my friend them out there in East Kingston. You know, Fireball, Beato, Angel, Arville, you know, also from New York, you know. Yeah. And, you know, we're just there, go and do things. So bless up yourself, Mutabaruka.
Every time.
Yes, sir. Because he's an asset.
Yes.
Bless up.
Blessed.
You know, sir, when I take thought half of the arms house are going in Jamaica, I don't know, say it costs through the private sector too.
Costs through what?
The private sector them.
Oh, like which one of the arms house? Them? Only for arms house are going. Which one of the
You know
arms?
that most enough of them are going.
Like which one of the arms house then?
All right. So we're going now. The people that work with them. Them anger them so bad. Them not give them no literal things. All the long service workers them. The private sector supposed to provide all houses and some good things to them people there, you know. For sure, because the government alone can't do it, you know. But them have a big part to play too. That instantly now, so them start buy out all the beasts them from all of the people them foot. And lock them up. So it bring more chaos in the place. So we need them need for us know so what you know right now all the open money when the politicians run politics when politicians come on. All them things them to use and build out for all the people them build some good accommodation the workers them where them have a work for with them can help them out said there and make things more better for the people them in the country. So them still under the private way and I'm going like to them belly and going like to them now or something. All of my help put to fire too. Putting them can cool out certain things and know so right now the people them anger them better. Cause more time go someplace and see some people anger the workers them around them, you know. Them anger them like them a dirt, like a slavery business said here. Like how you have to bow down to Bucky Martha and Mrs. and all them things I said here, you know. Them things are not change yet, you know. Them are going to remodel it around, you know. So we need to understand them things and people that will work with them to need to stand up for them right and make no look people who have them look money and them look change. Push them around like that. Because right now African people have to overcome this system and no care what going, no care what have to overcome the system, you know. So you see when we overcome for them picnic, what am I gonna tell them say? How am I gonna feel when them realize say boy them for them parents used to enslave poor people because them find themselves in some material position. What am I gonna do? How am I gonna manage? How am I gonna feel within the thing? No. So even like that, who them supposed to know so watch out. Set a better example. Because we all have to live, you know. So no matter how them make it tight and feel like them can't kill out all black people, you know. No matter the genocide what them use and the pies of food what them carry in the country to come sit down for we get with loads and get with stupid. We have to overcome that. Just like what Bridgins about local reggae artists them. As trigger them be, you know. If them even looking at themselves and look more when you see them around and say, I want who tattoo up, who have burn out them skin and them have a lot of influence on the youth them too.
Yeah, that's what's trending, man. Anyway, good thanks, Bridget.
Just realize I don't know so what I better them go one side, you know, go park and go sit down if them not do the thing right way. Because some of them I never see come see and them believe them could have reached the same, you know.
Yeah. Brethren, we have to move though.
Them react to them thing there, you know.
Yeah, we have to move, brethren. We have to move. Okay?
Yeah, man, give thanks.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Bled.
Blessed?
Yeah, man. Me there, man.
Yeah, man. Me back in the island, me the one who call you Rambo.
Okay. All right.
How you do, King?
I'm there, man.
Me miss you at the little Yeti Cultural Arts Center. I don't know if you did. How are the that you're supposed to do there?
Which part?
Some festival in Miami, you live for there.
Yeah, man, on the 19th of May, man.
In May, right?
Yeah, man, Malcolm X's birthday.
Okay. Yeah, man. So, someone don't miss you yet?
Well, if you want to miss me, man, but you can't miss me.
No, I mean, what date is Malcolm X's birthday again?
The 19th of May.
Okay.
Yeah, the 19th of May, that's Saturday. I think not this Saturday. Not this Saturday, the next Saturday.
I should be able to see you.
Yeah.
I mean, I travel so much. Yeah, but as long as everything goes, we don't know the issue, we don't know the problem. No need to regurgitate the same issue. But, me just want to remind the people them say, because you know already, is that we have put the cat before the horse,
Yeah, put the cat
until we get our spirituality right, nothing really can happen. Because you just mix up moods and attitudes where you meet at the political table. Because China, India, every other race on the planet got them spirituality right, meaning say, the image of God is within their culture and within them race. You can't bring Jesus at the political table as your representative as a black person and get any kind of justice.
That's what I say.
Because Jesus is going to make sure him defend female people them. From a conceptual level, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man, I understand what you say, man. That's true. That's true. You know how much God them have in India? Thousands. Yeah, man, one family all have 4 God in a serving family.
But it still reflects an Indian ideology. It's still an Indian name.
Yeah, everything Indian, of course.
I mean, the British have to try a thing by bringing Islam and split them with Pakistan and split them with Bangladesh. But, it still reflects, even with the Islamic thing, because of the racial intermixing, it still kind of meshed with them in a way because a lot of them were Arabic anyway, or had Persian blood in them. You understand? It's a psychological thing where, if the deity can relate to you psychologically and culturally.
What makes our thing so unique, as it relates to that, is that we were taken from our land of origin.
Natural.
Them never take the other set of people them from them land of origin.
No. I'm not blaming us,
No, I never say I blame us. I say, no, I make the point that what make our situation different from the Indian them and these people is that we were taken from the land over there.
Natural.
See, so
and then it was a gang, and even the ones that stayed on the continent, it was a gang bang.
Yeah.
Because every other race invaded, and it's like them break down over the time.
Yeah, man, especially the Arab them.
Because enough people only can read the slavery, This is coming from the time of ancient Kemet.
Yeah.
The first invasion of white people came in during them time, or we call them the sea people.
The Ixos.
The Hyksos and them people, the Hyksos and them. Yeah. Them are the first invading them tell the big lie about say them build pyramid and we did have them in a slavery. That time we gave them the best land. When the Pharaoh when the so-called Abraham children them come, just for argument's sake. If you read even the Bible lie, the Bible lie tells some truth, it tell you say the Pharaoh give him the best land and settle them.
The milk and honey land. The milk and honey land.
Them bringing them bread and invade with and control it for over 400 years during the time of Egypt. Them write the narrative like say we are the one who had them enslaved. So that's why some black people, even some Rasta said dusty Egypt. And we talked about that before.
Yeah, a joke business. And Babylon. Them talk about really Babylon like it's a wicked place more than Israel right now.
And Israel where we used to bury we dead.
Yeah, you see the thing with it now is that most Rasta would have more take up for Israel, even in this modern time,
say Bob Marley's son big up Israel.
Yeah, I'm saying my Jew now. But wait, let me say something. The most Rasta would have take up for Israel because he might look on the Bible narrative and see himself in the Bible narrative and call himself Israel.
Yes, my lord.
So now, because the Bible narrative now, him want to claim Israel status, him now look on Babylon as the demonic status.
Mm-hmm.
Not realizing, say, we should have really more relate to Babylon in the context of how history go, rather than Israel.
Can we go there and build Babylon?
Yeah, Babylon have one of the 7 wonders of the world, hanging gardens. And Babylon, the history of Babylon, more near to the, what you call the Sumerian.
Yes.
And all these people, you know what I mean?
Mesopotamia, it's the African them went
terrible
and
when you
built
know all
that
these things and the people them just blind to it. Man.
What they don't understand, there was no Israel before Abraham Pitney them coming up.
Yeah, but nobody no name Israel. The land where them depend on no Israel land.
I know Israel. The name of Israel is Isis Ra'el.
Yeah.
The unification of 2 different tribes. It's a mixed multitude.
Yeah, well, terrible.
It's terrible. Our history is so much. We need to get into the depths of what really happened to us, you know.
You see, the problem with that now, even within the Rasta vibe, because Rasta, me have to look upon you now, it's going to take long before a Rasta can stop, say, Babylon and this and Egypt and that and all them something. Long.
Yes, and that's all right. And we supposed to be the vanguard.
Yes.
The heights of culture.
Yeah.
So if we not really correct, or we're going to expect the so-called
man, talk about go down in Egypt and Egypt have we in a bandage and all them.
All them
in a bandage.
All them folly.
Egypt.
You know why me call after one, because me part of the Madman crew, because me in the Bobo tradition, I mean, I try to teach my people them in a Bobo shanty for years.
Yeah.
Not to dusty Egypt.
No, man, I Egypt, you know, I Kemet, I don't know different people.
I don't know different people. I didn't see him smiley them. Yeah. And so one man even said, "Oh, you end up in a Bobo camp?" And I checked Prince Emmanuel. Me said, because when me did hear about him and he say, "My God," me say, "Yeah, I came at the culture that." That's why when me forward and when me first reason Prince Emmanuel said, "Boy, you know you're correct." Yeah. But then people they see me, but the people in the house they see me as Jesus, you know. So those go along with that. And we just try to keep the unity. But me I try to show them that they're my God.
Yeah, that's it, go.
You understand? Me I try to show them that they're my God. Because when me gone, them have to see themselves as God to continue this thing.
I'm on Rasta.
If teaching never work, because them still did that depend on Jesus. Because after him gone, them a look for him to rise.
Continuously seek for Jesus. Even the man them want to Haile Selassie as Jesus. The whole part of the Rasta them want to talk about Haile Selassie as Jesus. It's a madness.
Jesus.
Because it can't help the situation if you continue to look on this great man, who is an Ethiopian man, and I put him with some mythical figure now where you try to bring to life.
Exactly. When kings before him had more authority than him because of the fact that they were not Christianized.
Yeah,
they saw him as God on the throne.
We must evolve.
Enough of the kings and queens before him. It didn't have a Jesus narrative where he was just sitting there waiting for Jesus to come and take the throne.
We must evolve, brethren. We're not evolve.
We have to.
We're not evolve. More information is the more you have to move. And if you refuse the information because of a long time thinking, then you're going to be stagnant.
King, me and my 40s, you know, I'm from when you are about, from when me about 19, 20, me see a reason, the madman reasoning, you know.
What you mean, man?
And I tell the brother, I don't know, say him a Rambo, you know, by himself with this, you know. He will fight a battle by himself, but guess what? From them time there, when me I watch it on Ian Boyne, enough one still, it may not be, that's why me realize me can't just look upon Rasta as just the dreadlocks one them. You see the youth them, even though they made ball, enough of them are taken on to the culture of at least seeking and researching who them is, asking questions and just, they may not have a replacement. But at least enough of them I say, you know, the Jesus thing the right, you know, I don't know where me I go, but me now go with this or something, yeah.
You have to replace it for yourself, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We have,
we have to move, brethren, because
keep up the work.
Program like it's a day program.
Bless.
All right. Yes, cutting edge. Yell. Yell.
Hello?
Yes.
Muta.
Yeah, man, blessed.
Hey, Muta. Is your nurse from Fort Lauderdale?
The nurse from Fort Lauderdale.
The one who they compare to Michael Jackson?
The one who did what?
That compared you to Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
That's
I
the
remember.
one.
Yeah.
So it's Nurses Week, so I'm calling to send love to all my nurses out there.
Okay.
And they also set us up because it's also Teachers Week, so I don't know who for plan that was.
Yeah, well, it's also Child's Month.
Oh, my.
And it's also Mother's Day this weekend, yeah.
We're sharing it with a lot of great people, I guess.
May I tell you?
Second, I really enjoy listening to the I think the clip you did on the banking system and the personality traits of the rich and versus poor. Those two really affected me.
Oh, you know, say me I go play now.
I'm sorry?
Oh, you know, say you have a psychic, you have a far eye. It me have line up now for play when you don't talk, you know.
Oh my goodness. See, I'm in the school of Mutabaruka, so you know?
Boy, I tell you, say you have a far eye, man, because me say, as you don't talk to me, go press the key, press the button, you have to play it.
Oh my goodness.
Give thanks.
And, go ahead.
Eh?
No. Those two were very good, so it's a good thing that you had to run them again.
Right, which other one you say? For rich and poor, which one other one you say?
The banking system.
Oh, the banking. Oh, yeah, yes.
That was very good. You know, other day I was at work and one of my coworkers sent me the clip on the guy who was impersonating the police, and I'm like, you really said that to me? I mean, that was a good one, Musa. That was him supposed to be in a book somewhere. He reminded me of that show, the DiCaprio, where he impersonated a doctor, pilot, that same movie, which was a true story.
Well, the police them vex, you know.
What?
Yeah, man, the police them vex. As a matter of fact, we're supposed to have them on the program tomorrow. The JCF, them vex about me, them vex with me, them vex with him, I mean, them vex.
But I mean, the average Joe couldn't do that. The man had a lot of inside information, so I mean,
yeah, them say no go so.
And them go jail? I don't know.
Yeah, well, them are going to tell you say it's a different thing. Them go jail for.
All
right, sister, I'm going to play the thing for you, yeah?
And the last thing, Musa, you have a caller from New York. He has this infectious laugh. I love that guy so much. And I know, you know who I'm talking.
Him always a DJ, him always a sing.
Yes.
Him want to sing all the while. Him want to sing. Tenor song, yeah.
It's the same one. Have a good night, Musa.
Yeah, give thanks, sister. Give thanks. Yeah, the sister have a far eye. She knows there's this me love play.
15 things poor people do that the rich don't. Number 1. Poor people watch a lot of TV. Let me put it this way. To watch reality TV, you're probably poor. It's always amazing how much time poor people waste on meaningless television. It's one of those distractions that grabs you and doesn't let go. If you know which celebrity is dating who, and if you're watching TV shows every week as the episodes come on, if you have a favorite news channel, you're probably watching too much television. Hence why your life is the way it is. Let us explain. Celebrity gossip and buzz offers no value to your life. It only serves the celebrities. Rich people aim to be on TV instead of watching it. You might say, but Alux, I'm watching The Big Bang Theory, which is a really funny show, and it helps me disconnect. That's exactly the issue. You disconnect from your problems instead of dealing with them and getting them out of the way. There are rare occasions where, in the words of John Lennon, time you enjoy wasting is not wasted time. But really think about it. Should sitting inside watching a screen be something you really enjoy doing? Before we move forward to the second thing poor people do, let me explain what we meant by having a favorite news channel. You might say that the only good reason to watch TV is to be aware of what's happening in the world, staying informed. The problem we're seeing with this is that TV stations are always biased in order to fit their own agenda. Instead, use the power of the internet to get a quick glimpse of what the world is like today and move on to do your own thing. Number 2, poor people eat fast food. Health is really important, and many poor people have no interest in knowing what's in their food, what an actual healthy meal should look like, or barely know anything about nutrition. Poor people are blasting their brains with large quantities of sugar and fats with no nutritional value. They are actively ruining their bodies, and as an effect, they cannot perform at 100% of their potential. If you're not healthy, all aspects of your life are directly affected. You'll suffer physically, mentally, professionally, and even romantically. Number 3, poor people buy clothes or products that are on sale. Let me put it this way. The only thing you should buy on sale are stocks. While poor people are looking to conserve or stretch the little that they have, the rich are focused on increasing their incomes. Just think about it. The clothes that end up being on sale are the ones that people who could afford to pay the full price didn't want. By buying clothes on sale, you're just making sure that you're looking exactly like someone who can't afford to pay the full price. Number 4, poor people wake up later than rich people do in their early years. Poor people are often lazier than the rich in the early days. We know that some of you will be bothered a lot by the previous statement, but statistically, it's the truth. Someone who used their youth to grow themselves is a lot less likely to remain poor later on in life. Instead, if you wake up late, don't educate yourself, waste time on meaningless activities, at one point you'll find yourself so far behind what the world needs from you that you'll end up miserable. The paradox is that people who do not focus on growth in the early days end up working a lot harder with little success rate later in life just to stay afloat. We've done an entire series on inspiring people on our channel, and almost all of them, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, and more, wake up early. You can check the series out in the top right corner. Number 5, poor people are really into sports. The truth is, unless you're a professional athlete or an owner of one of the teams, there's really no reason for you to watch sports. It's the same with television. It's escapism from your current reality. Think of it like this. You're putting yourself in a position where you as an individual have no impact on the outcome of the game. Zero impact. This behavior then sticks with you, and you end up being a spectator in life instead of being a player or an owner. And that's when you start criticizing other people when you yourself haven't done anything better. Number 6, poor people don't shower as often as rich people do. Initially, we thought this was just a made-up fact, but it turns out to be true. And amazingly, it explains a lot when you really think about it. Most of the jobs today are in the service industries, where human contact is a must in order to have a successful exchange of value. People who don't have good personal hygiene will, in time, be less successful than their counterparts. People tend to trust them less. People want to spend less time in their presence. And all of this has ramifications in their personal life. If people don't like you and don't want to be around you, what kind of partners will you attract? Exactly. It might seem ridiculous, but the first step to success should be an early morning shower. Number 7, poor people blame others for their misfortunes. How many people do you know that have some sort of excuse or blame other factors for not being successful yet? There are some things that are out of our control, but 99% of your life is on you. Remember that you are in charge of your life. You are in charge of your relationships. You are in charge of your health. You want these to change? Do something about it. Life is not what happens to us. It's how we react to what happens to us. When something bad happens, the poor choose to victimize themselves, while the rich look into it, study it. They seek to find out what happened, why it happened, and how they can protect from it in the future. While one assumes the position of vulnerable victim, the other uses it as a growing point. Number 8, poor people have no money saved. One of the differences between poor people and the rich is that the former don't get ready for what's next. Having money put aside allows for growth. Let's say something bad happens. If you have money put aside, the problem is solved and you can resume your life. If you don't and the situation is urgent, what do? You either liquidate an asset like your car, house, etc., or you can take out a loan. For the rich, when the situation is over, they're left in the same position minus the savings. While for someone who's poor, their lifestyle has been dramatically hit or now belongs to the creditor. Now, let's look at the exact opposite. An opportunity arises. Those who have money put aside now have the chance to expand their lives, while the other can't afford to take full advantage of this opportunity. That's why the rich are growing richer while the poor are getting poorer. Number 9. Poor people use credit cards or take out loans for useless things. One of the main differences between rich and poor is how they make use of credit. The rule is simple. If you take out a loan to buy something that doesn't generate more money than the loan, don't take it. It's that simple. You should only use credit if what you'll be using it for is an investment. Want to take out a loan for a large TV? Don't. Want a loan to buy that new Supreme gear? Don't. Want to use credit cards to get the new iPhone? Don't. Unless you're flipping the supreme gear for profit, or you're using your iPhone to develop a new app to grow your business, these items should not be on your credit. Instead, earn the money and then spend it. You'll learn more about this on number 12. Number 10. Poor people tend to have more kids and earlier in life. The truth is, kids are really, really expensive. We all know how fun it is to make them, or at least practice making them. But people get stuck up to this point. They don't think it's true. Just to give you a sense of perspective, if you're living in one of the more developed countries, raising a child will cost you approximately $250,000. Because of a lack of education, bad environment, and other factors, poor people have, on average, more children and at a younger age than their rich counterparts. While the rich wait a couple of years until their standards of living improve in order to assure the right environment and prime conditions for their child to flourish, the poor just go ahead with it. Once the baby comes, the struggling begins. Just so they can stay afloat and progress beyond barely surviving is almost impossible to achieve. Number 11. Poor people do not do regular checks with their doctors. We've touched on the importance of health in the past, but this is an especially important point. Poor people do not get themselves checked regularly. Let's say by mere chance you end up having a difficult disease, let's say cancer. If you do regular checkups, you'll discover it in early stages, making the treatment possible at a lower cost. If, on the other hand, you neglect to do so, you might discover it only when it's too late. It will cost both you and your entire family a fortune, and no matter how much money you have, you might still lose your life. Number 12. Poor people spend money before they get it. One of the biggest dangers in life is spending money before you have it. The second you start borrowing money or acquiring expenses before you're able to pay them, your life starts to spiral down. If you don't have money for something that you're willing to part with without affecting your life, then you can't afford it. Go back to work and then get it. Number 13. Poor people surround themselves with other poor people. True Alexers know that you are the sum of the 5 people you hang out with most. If you're surrounded by 4 poor people, guess who's the 5th? One of the ways people make sure they stay poor is by affiliating themselves or hanging out with other poor people that reinforce their poor beliefs. You need people around you that will inspire you and push you further, that are doing incredible things themselves, whose success will only motivate you to exceed your current reality. If you're hanging out with the same people you did when you were young, you might want to double check. Don't be afraid to step away from a crowd and move on to something better. If you don't, your potential will probably be crushed by those who want to feel better about their miserable lives by making sure you suffer the same fate. Number 14. Poor people never follow through on their ideas or potential. You're not able to control who your parents are, where you were born, or the way society treats you. The only thing you can control is the amount of hours you put into your dream. Every single person alive only has 24 hours per day, and yet some do a lot more than others. If you dedicate yourself to learning and implementing more about what you're passionate about, it's only a matter of time until you reach success. You've heard that 9 out of 10 businesses fail in their first 3 years. Well, do you know how many businesses fail because they never got started? The answer is all of them. If you have an idea, work on it. Put it out. Get feedback. Improve it. Launch again and again and again. It took us 3 years of writing thousands of articles on alux.com before we decided to take the jump and make videos here on YouTube. Number 15. Poor people believe that others should help them reach the top. The world doesn't owe you anything. Nobody does. Believe it or not, you're in this by yourself. You are in charge of what happens in your life. The thing is, everyone believes when they're young that they're going to be successful, but then reality happens. This world we're living in rewards only the best of the best. Those that never quit. Those that keep learning, keep adapting, and understand that nobody will solve their problems for them. Face them head on, and along the way, you might meet people who feel the same way and might share parts of the journey with you. Otherwise, you'll just be a part of that majority that's meant to fail. We know this video was pretty long, but we believe that maybe this video will help you in your journey.
Greetings,
Motor.
Blessed.
I'm on also to read along just to see him.
Give thanks.
I'm a long time not really short up, so Mr. May I give you a short tonight, you know?
Alright.
You're a little poet brethren, man. Myself, I couldn't do one poem in the morning.
Go on now.
Alright. I want to name as if I was about to write, respect for the time and the moment too. As if I was about to write, when I heard a voice, I think it was once or twice, so write not the things which so have seen, I beg and plead, The uttermost part of the sea, for all mankind should be free. The last time I heard them say that if man was better, them boil one pot of chocolate tea, and all of the fry fish that they caught in the sea. They also get 6 quarter rum. Say that they're waiting for the 9 night to come. They say that they were beating drummer, made of goat skin, flittering like the vulture's wing, pot cover made of iron, ringing like the bells in Zion, roaring like a lion, as if I was about to write. When I heard a voice, I think it was once or twice. To write not the things which so have seen. I beg and plead, the uttermost part of the sea, for all mankind should be free. What a thing, for I Jaffa turn king. I have so nice, lemon and ice, chicken back and white rice. So I'm rolling west, I need my bulletproof vest. Someone yelled at me, I said, Simmer, are you ready for my bimmer? Not because I'm not a singer, I was born to be a winner. For I was across the land, across the sea, when I heard a voice, as if I was about to write. Thanks to the time and the moment again.
Give thanks, brethren, give thanks. Yes, from 10 to 2. Give thanks. Give thanks to Petite outside. Petite, you there with me again? Or what them think? What? Them think them could have taken you away from me, but you're there with me again. And I'm happy. Give thanks to Matrix who says she cool. Right, I ain't a call to you know. I mean, I complain from 10 o'clock saying I call, you know. I tell you, I ain't a call, man. Give thanks to Vita. Yes. Vita. I tell you. So you will say now, tomorrow will be an explosive program. No, according to the interview where we do last week, where the brethren were say him impersonate the police them, apparently it take some effect on the Jamaica Constabulary Force. So the police them want to come talk to them virgin. You know, see it. Because them has say no go so. According to what them has said. So we're going to listen to what them has said still. Okay, so we're going to hear from 2 to 5:45 with the stepping razor. The art of war. We're gone, you know, Matrix are going to take over.